Welcome everybody to Extreme Power No Handling, and today we're dealing with the 1946 Ford Super Deluxe station wagon. So yeah, this has been added via the festival playlist. You have to get 20 points, and yeah, it's a new addition to the game, although not a new addition to the Forza series. So yeah, this only had a paltry 100 horsepower in its stock form, and now it has 1042 horsepower. So yeah, nearly 10.5 times the power, which is yeah, quite a little big jump in power, I think you will find. And yeah, it's also got 890 pounds-feet of torque from a 6.2 litre twin turbocharged V8. Now weighs 3,686 pounds, and as you can see, yeah, the stats are all pretty much on the low side. Speed is alright, as it will do 151 even with its stock 3-speed manual, but yeah, it's nowhere near as I think it was manual. It's probably an automatic, but either way it is a 3-speed, and yeah, it's still able to get up to 151, so that's pretty good. But yeah, the handling is going to be of concern because it's still a weighty car. It's also really quite long, and the suspension is quite wallowy, and the brakes are obviously not going to be that good given it wasn't even able to do 100 mile an hour in stock form. So yeah, not expecting this to be quick, to be honest. Certainly probably not as quick as the GMC Jimmy from the previous episode, which became our fastest car on this series. But it is able to at least get to 60 quicker than it could originally, as it will now do it in 8.533 seconds, and up to 113.917 seconds. So yeah, it's able to get to 100 quicker than it was able to ever get to 60, which just shows how much more power it's got. But yeah, it's obviously hindered by the lack of traction and the gearbox and the weight, because even though a lot of this car is made out of wood, the roof, the doors, the rear hatch and all that lot, it's still a heavy car. In fact, I think this engine makes it actually heavier than it was originally. Whoa, slip and slide. And obviously the tyres aren't particularly wide, and being, you know, from 1946, they're obviously not particularly grippy either. So yeah, I doubt we're getting the most amount of power out of what we've given it. A lot of it will be hindered by the tyres, the gearbox and the light, but definitely still quicker than it was originally, as you can see. Past the top speed originally, so yeah, well out of my comfort zone there. We're doing 95, 96 mile an hour originally. It's fairly decent for a very large family car that only had 100 horsepower, but obviously not very good these days, especially given, I doubt it would be very safe either, given what it's made out of. So we wouldn't want to do 90 mile an hour in one of these for real, stock or otherwise, because yeah, if you crash in this, you'd have no seat belts, no airbags, the steering column wouldn't collapse, if you did survive, you'd probably be full of glass and splinters, because the wood would splinter, and the glass wasn't the safety glass that we have nowadays, so that would break properly as well. So yeah, it wouldn't be a very nice crash. But yeah, our first lap is a dismal 1 minute 50.410, so yeah, not very quick at all this, as you'd expect. Traction control is going haywire. Whoa, not stopping at all there. The brake light, by the way, is not a standard with that license plate, so you'd almost certainly get running to the rear of at night. So makes it even less of a safe car. Actually, I think the only safety feature on this is the side mirror. Even then, it doesn't have one on the right either. But I do like the fact that we have cars like this in a game like this, because they are interesting to see how far we've come since then and what was the standard of the time. We increased by about 4 seconds there, we're running at 46.039. So we've got better with that second lap. it is struggling to put that power down so hard. Obviously it also doesn't help that it's got an open diff, so yeah, it's only going to do one tyre fires a lot of the time. Controller is going mad. It's constant vibrations because it just cannot put that power down. It's quite a car that loves to lean as well. Can't imagine how slow this would be in stock form with a full company of passengers, because you can fit 9 people in this. Obviously one of those is the driver, but still that is a lot of people for a car of this time. Slow down, slow down. This would be easier to control if it had more gears, because then you could go up the gears and, you know, make the engine work harder, but as I've always said, unless it stops a car from being able to do, you know, 100 mile an hour or so, we are not swapping out gearboxes. Yeah, our second lap there was our fastest at 1 minute 46.039, which is the slowest car that we've had on this series so far, I believe. That's even slower than the Reliant Supervan, which is hardly a quick car to start with. Yeah, that is our slowest car. And the Reliant Supervan was a vehicle that constantly was going up onto one wheel. So, yeah, that was not particularly great there from the Ford there. But that's kind of predicted. It's got 10.5 times the power thereabouts that it had originally, while it's still got its open diff, still got its skinny tyres with lack of grip anyway, and the shockingly bad 3-speed automatic gearbox. So yeah, not great at all, but you know, at least it didn't fall over or spin out or anything like that. But that's really clutching at straws, quite frankly, because yeah, that is comfortably the slowest car that we've had on this series so far. But still, I'm glad it's in the game, the car itself, and I'm sure if you properly did upgrade it, then it would be a fun car to drive. But it's still a reasonable car to drive, even in stock form. Just don't go expecting a speedster of a vehicle, quite frankly, because like I said, couldn't even do 100 mile an hour in stock form. So yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.